Hello, my gorgeous friends on the internet. How you all doing? Okay, welcome back to another exciting tutorial. So today we'll be looking at how to design a bottom navigation bar in Flutter. And the bottom navigation bar is going to have some cool animation at the bottom. So whenever we click on each page, each button is going to open a new page for us. So right now I have an empty. I just created an empty Flutter app and I just run it. So let's see what the output is going to be like. Okay, wait for it. Okay, while it's loading, let me just show you my main.dat file. And so it's just a basic boilerplate code that is generated by Flutter when you create a new project. Okay, so I'm going to use a package for this tutorial, and the package is going to be a Google navigation bar package. So I will head over to my browser. So just go to pub.dev and then search for Google nav bar. So this is the package we'll be working with, and you can go through it. You see it's a modern Google style nav bar. So the only thing I need here is just to copy this dependency. So I will copy it and head over to my prospect.yaml file and paste it inside. Okay, under Cupertino icon, and make sure you run your pub.get. Okay, flutter pub.get. Close this up and head back to my main.dat file. So this is where we are going to do everything, including our widgets. So for simplicity, I'm not going to create an additional class. I'm not going to create an additional folder. So everything will be inside this main.dat file. Okay, so I want to take all this stuff off. Okay, take this one off also. We don't need a comment, so I just need the home page. So I also don't need a title, so I'll remove that. And this home page, so I'm just going to take everything off. Okay, so let's see. So now I need to create this home page. Let me bring my emulator out. So I need to create a stateful widget, and with my home page as the name. Awesome. So now we have a blank container. So I'm going to replace this container with a scaffold widget. Okay, so I'll do an app bar. And it's gonna have a title. Bottom nav. Alright, so that is it. So the next thing we're going to do now is to create a bottom navigation bar. But first I need to create a variable to store the current index. So the current index by default is going to be 0. Yeah, so I'm going to create that index above here, and it's going to be an integer. So selected index is going to be 0 by default. Okay, so right below this, still inside the scaffold widget, I'm going to create a bottom navigation bar. Remember, Flutter already has its own default bottom navigation bar, and that way you can also customize it. But for the sake of this tutorial, I decided to use the Google Nav so that to show you that animation. But if you want to go with Flutter on, it's still similar thing. So just put the bottom navigation bar here, and then still the same process I'm going to take. But since we're using a package, Google Nav navigation, so I'm going to replace this with a container for now. So for just styling it, so the container is going to have a decoration. So I'll say boss decoration. So I'm going to give it a color. So the color is going to be a white color. Colors.white, and the boss shadow. Let's see. This is going to be a list, and I will say boss shadow. So I will give you the blur radius. So the blur radius is going to be 20, and also I will give it a color with opacity. So it's going to be color.black with opacity of 0.1 or okay 0.1. Okay, and that's it. So now I'm going to close this stuff up. I think I'm having an issue here. Okay, everything is good. So the next thing I'm going to create is a child. So the child is going to be a safe area because I don't want it to go above this required position. So I'll use a safe area and I'll give this a padding. Okay, it's going to have a padding. So the padding, we use edge insert. Edge insert dot symmetric. Okay, so because I want it to be horizontal and vertical, so the horizontal is going to be around 15 and also the vertical is going to be around 8. Okay, so let me style this a little. Let me format this. So okay, so you can see we have a button navigation bar with a container. We also have a border radius, box radius, and also a child safe area. So now I'm going to add a child to this padding. So the padding we're going to have a child, and then now I'm going to put the Google nav bar, and you can see once I click on it, automatically it will be imported above here. So you can see we have the bottom nav bar. All right. Okay, so now it's throwing an error because we need to put the G button and all that. So right now, if you hover on this, you can see so many properties that is required by this. It has a tabs, has a selected index equal to 0, and on tab change, background color, and so on. So what I'm going to do, I will set the gap. Okay, first I'm going to set the tabs. Okay, so the tabs, the first tab is going to be a G button. So make sure you use G button for this to set the tab, which is Google button. And so I'll give it an icon, icons.home. So this is going to be the home page, and also I'll give it a text. The text is going to be home. Okay, so we are having this error here, the get the vertical blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm going to fix that. Let me just copy these 3 times. Okay, so I'm going to create 4 tabs, 4 buttons. So I'll add these 4 times. So instead of home, I'm going to change this to help. But first, let me fix this issue. So what I'm going to do is to set the padding. So I'll give this a padding. The Google nav, I'm going to give it a padding. So it's going to be edge insets dot symmetric, so horizontal, and it's going to be 20, and also the vertical is going to be 5. Awesome. So we're still having the issue. So now we're having another issue, the method plus receiver plus. Where did I call plus? Okay, we are still having another issue. So let me see if I can give this an icon size of 24. And also give this an active color. Okay, let me give it a gap. So the gap is going to be 8 by default, and the gap is around, okay, the gap is a double, so 8. So now you can see we have the icon showing, so you can see the icons. So I'm going to change the icons and also the text. So the first one is home, the second one is going to be help, and I'll change the text also to help. This third one is going to be person, and I'll change this to person, and this one is going to be let's say message, and I'll change this stuff to message. Okay, so now you can see successfully we have everything line, but right now the click listener is not working. But before that, let me style this gnav a little bit. So I'm going to give it an active color. So the active color is going to be white. So it's going to be colors.white. And also I'm going to give it a duration. Okay, that is to animate it. So the duration is going to be around a milliseconds. So instead of seconds, I'm just use a milliseconds of 800 Okay, so close this up and fix that error. Okay, so far we have finally gotten this, but right now you can see the active color, which is white, is not showing because the background is also white. So I'm going to give this a tap background color. Okay, so that is going to be around a black or gray. So let's say tap background color, and I'll give this colors dot gray. Okay, with width of 800. So now you can see the is showing, and now the background color of the selected item is gray, and this is looking cool. But right now the pages are not changing. Why? Because we need to set our body and then add the pages. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create 4 pages. Since we are having 4 buttons here, I'm going to create 4 stateless widgets, and so that stateless widget is going to have, we're going to contain the each pages we want to display on the once we click on each button. But first, let me set the active index first. So set the selected index, to the variable I created above here. Okay, which is this selected index. So copy that and paste it here. So now the selected index is 0. So if I set this now to 1, you can see it's going to be the second one, but it's not showing because I need to do a hot restart. Okay, and I would take the effect. Okay, you can see now the selected index is 1. Okay, so I'm going to return it back to 0 and do a hot restart here. Okay, so now I'm going to create the body. So the body, since the body is going to be, okay, so we have the bottom nav and the body should be here. Okay, you can still decide to put the body here whichever way you want. So let me just put it here for simplicity. So the body is going to take in the list of body widgets. So for now it's going to show red, so until I set, so let me do a set state class. So this is going to be home page, so it's going to be home, and I will change this to a scaffold with a body. Okay, the body is going to be a center widget, okay, with a child of text. So I'll just show home page. Okay, so here you can customize it the way you want depending on the type of content you want to display on your page. So I'm just going to copy this 3 more times. Okay, since this is a tutorial, I'll just decide to put all the pages in one class, but it's not advisable. It's better you separate your pages in different files. Okay, so the next one is going to be help, and we also have the help message, and also person. Okay, so I'm going to change this from home page to person page. Also change this from home page to message page. Change this also to help page. Awesome, so we have all our pages. So what I need to do now, I'm going to add all these pages inside a list, so that once we click on each item, the index is going to change depending on which the index we selected. Okay, so I will create a list of widgets, right? Yeah. Okay, so just create a list here. It's a list of widgets, and I'll say pages, and this is going to be a list. So the first one is going to be home page. For the first index, it's going to be the home page, and the second one is going to be help. Yeah, help. Okay, and the third one is person and then message. Okay, so I'll put a person page and message. Awesome, make sure you close this. So what I'm going to do now, I'll go over to the body page. So the body page is going to be based on the selected index. So pages, and then which index I can decide to put 0, but since I'm not working with 0, you can see the first one now is home page. So if I change this to 1, it's going to be help. Okay, help page. Okay, but I don't want it to be like this. I want it to change whenever I click on help button, I want to see help page. Whenever I click on person, I want to see person page. If I click on message, I also want to see message page. So I'm going to change it with this to this selected index. So whatever the selected index is what is going to display here. So right now the selected index is 0, and we are at home page. Awesome. But right now the click listeners are not working, and we cannot change this text. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add on tab change listener to this. So it should be gnav. Okay, gnav. Inside gnav, so we have the selected index here. So I'm going to add it here on tab change. So it's a function which takes in an index. Okay, on tab change, I'll pass the index inside, which is the selected index. Okay, so for now I'm just going to print this out. So let me just print the index so that you're going to see whenever I click on the, so go back to the debug console, and you can see if I click on this, oops, okay, on tab change, it should print that. So let me see, maybe I should put it in a set state. Print index, like on tab change, should be on tab change. Okay, so if I click on this, it should take effect. So let me do a hot restart. Okay, so now you can see the selected index is 1, the next one is 2, and we're also having 3. So the index are printing out successfully, but right now it's not changing because we have not changed the selected index based on the index that is being clicked. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reset that inside this, make sure it's in a set state so that you can review the widget, and then set the selected index, okay, from the variable equal to this index. Awesome. So I'll do a hot restart here, okay, for everything to build. So after that, you can see we are in the home page. If I click on it, you can see how awesome it is. So if I click on a help page, it has animated to the next page. If I click on this one, it has also animated to this one, and you can see how cool it is. Okay, so right now the animation is not too cool, so let me increase this to at least seconds of 2. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, you can see how it's animating. Okay, you can see how cool the animation are. So right now the pages are changing automatically, so I can decide to give this a background color. So instead of giving this, so let me just give this a background color. So the first home page is going to be color dots amber, and also this one is going to be colors dots red. So I'm also going to have these as colors dots, oh, let's see, okay, just leave it to be white. I'm not going to change it, let it be white the way it is. So this one is going to be a gray background colors dot gray. Awesome. So you can see it has changed. Let me go back to home page, and it's changing to yellow. Go back to settings page, it's changing to red, and this one is changing to gray, and this one also is changing to white. So you can see how awesome it is. So guys, this is how you create a simple bottom navigation bar. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.